All right, you guys, we are gonna learn a little bit more about geometry today. We started it before we went to online learning, and I just want to make sure that we have a good understanding of it. So first thing, you're gonna want to put your name here and the date here, and then you will be ready to move on. And make sure you are not in present mode when you're doing this because the tools won't work if you are in present mode. All right, on this slide, you have some vocabulary words that you need to know before you go to third grade, and those words are plane shape. A plane shape is a closed two-dimensional figure. Notice it didn't mention anything about straight lines, okay? So there's a big hint right there. A polygon is a plane shape with straight lines. So a polygon must have straight lines. And a polygon can also have 3 or more sides. A quadrilateral is a polygon, but it has 4 sides, 4 vertices, and is also a closed shape. So you need to find an example of each of these and drag it to where you believe it goes based off of those definitions. All right. Next slide, you are going to sort the polygons from the non-polygons. Remember, a polygon is a shape that has 3 or more sides and is a closed shape. The sides have to be straight. Okay, this one you are going to find the quadrilaterals. Remember, quadrilaterals have 4 sides. So if they have less than 4 sides or more than 4 sides, they are not quadrilaterals. You need to drag the shape where you believe it goes, and you also need to find the shape name. If you do not remember some of these shapes, you can either ask an adult to help you, you can video chat with me, or you can even click a new tab up here and Google, what is a rhombus? Okay, and then the internet can help you. All right, whoops, you guys don't want to see that. All right, next slide. You are going to compare and contrast a rhombus. So what this means is you are going to, I'm not sure what happened there, you are going to find things that are special for the square. So which of these things can only a square have? Okay, that's the difference. And then which things can only a rhombus have? That's another difference. And then the things that are the same, they go in the middle. And then you're also going to drag an example of what the shape looks like. So again, the things that make the square special here, things that make the rhombus special here, and the things they have the same here in the middle. Same thing on this side for the rectangle and square. All right, this side you're just going to simply grab this X and you are going to drag it over and place it next to the ones that are quadrilaterals, okay? This says a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Place an X next to the shapes that are quadrilaterals. So if you think a pentagon is a quadrilateral, you're going to click and drag. Now, to duplicate this X, you simply click on it so that it's highlighted with blue squares and you click copy. And then you can click somewhere else and click paste. Again, you might have to have an adult help you with that, but once you get the hang of it, you will be good to go. Again, if you do not know what these shapes are, please do not guess, okay? Video chat me, we can talk about it, or ask an adult or ask Google. Please, please, please do not guess. It is very important that you know what these shapes are. Next slide. This one is kind of a challenge question. It says Andrew drew a shape on his notebook paper. He says the shape is a rhombus. Is Andrew correct or is he incorrect? So if I were you, and if you weren't sure, again, I would ask an adult if this is a rhombus, or I would ask Google what is a rhombus and decide if he is correct or not. You're going to type here to explain your thinking. You might say, yes, he is correct because, or he is incorrect because, and I want you guys to give me specific examples. You were getting so good at this in class, and I know that was a long time ago, but try to think back to when we were talking about shapes attributes, okay? All right, this one, we didn't talk about perpendicular lines, so this is going to be something new today. But we know a lot about parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that are opposite from each other that can go on and on and on and on forever and will never cross. These lines will never cross. They are parallel. All right, and then perpendicular lines are simply two lines that meet and form a 90-degree or a right angle. So here we have a line, and here we have another line, and when they cross, they make a 90-degree angle. There's a 90-degree angle there, 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 and there. So that's all a perpendicular line is, just two lines that when they cross, they form 90-degree angles. All right. Okay, so this one, you're just placing an X on the ones that are parallelograms are quadrilaterals that have two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, so you're gonna place an X on the parallelograms. Again, a parallelogram is a shape that has two pairs of parallel lines. Okay, two pairs, not one pair, two pairs. So think about that one carefully. On this one, it says place an X to the shapes that always have perpendicular lines. Remember, perpendicular lines, this is a new one, but perpendicular lines are two lines that meet and form a 90-degree angle. Okay? So if you have a square and you extend those lines out, what happens? Okay? If you look at this here, it's a great example of perpendicular lines. Okay, next slide. All right, this says list 3 properties. Properties is another word. It just means the exact same thing as attributes. Okay, list 3 properties or attributes that the shapes have in common. So just 3 things that these shapes have in common. Okay, it could be anything. I want you to think about angles. You could think about parallel lines. You could think about perpendicular lines. You could think about acute and obtuse, 90 degrees. I'm trying to think if I missed anything, parallel, perpendicular, all of those things. So think about everything you know about geometry and see what those shapes have in common. This one, you're simply dragging the name to the picture. So you're matching the shape to its name. Again, if you do not know these shape names, you need to ask for help. It's very important that you know the names of these shapes. Okay, in this one is you are going to find the right angles, the acute angles, and the obtuse angles. Remember, a 90-degree angle looks like a perfect capital L, and it will usually have a symbol like this. Not always, but it's important to look for that symbol. Okay, an acute angle is going to be less than 90 degrees. Okay, so this is an acute angle. Okay, do you see where that L is? And you can see that that second line falls inside of that L, so you know it is acute. All right, so then I'm going to draw another 90-degree angle here. An obtuse angle would go outside of that 90-degree range. So this would be an obtuse angle. So acute, obtuse, and then 90 degrees. All right, that is your math assignment for today. Please let me know if you need any help. I am here for you. Good luck.